Change. The very thing that separates one moment in time from another. It's a scary thing, change. It's a thing that sometimes you can or can't control. What was no longer is. What is what was going to be. And what is going to be always manages to remain just out of reach. A strange thing it is, change. How can one thing make you feel so powerless and yet in such complete control from one moment to the next? It is true that we have no control over the past. What's done is done, and we have no ability to change what happens then. The future remains a mystery, no matter how much we try to convince ourselves otherwise. But we often tell ourselves that we have power to change what is going on right now. But do we really? We can change our thoughts, our attitudes, our actions, and reactions. The way we treat ourselves and those around us. But we cannot control anyone else, or what is going on in the world. We have much less control than we have been taught to believe, at least over the things that we thought that we did. But letting go might be the best way to really embrace change. And if we can embrace change, that, in a roundabout way, is how we can regain command of our lives. Releasing control is how we gain it. And the key to breaking free from control is allowing change to walk alongside us, showing us the ever-changing way. Yeah, so as I was just detangling my hair in the shower, I realized that it might be the last time that I fully go through that process, have that full wash day of completely detangling my hair for, might be the last time for a while. That's crazy because I've been doing that as long as I can remember. As long as I can remember, I've had, when I was little, my mom detangling my hair with the comb, and oh yeah, I remember it used to hurt sometimes. Even now, when I do have wash day, some days it takes, if I go too long without washing my hair, some days it takes over an hour, and it's a process, but I'm used to it, I'd say, and it doesn't really bother me anymore. Sometimes it's hard to find the time to do it, but I'm used to it, and I wouldn't say it's a huge imposition or a big deal. I don't mind it. I've been doing it forever, but it's crazy that it might be a few years, might be longer, until I do that again. We'll see what happens. But it's just a crazy realization. See where this goes. I'm getting comb coils today, so decided to get some starter locks. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. This is something that I've been thinking about doing for a little while now. I don't know. I think I'm just ready to try something new. I do love my hair. I've had long hair as long as I can remember. Definitely wanted to be Tarzan when I grew up, when I was little. And I feel like it's just like a really big part of me, a part of who I am. But yeah, we're definitely keeping it long, but I do want to try something new. I think Locs look sick. I think they capture the part of me that really enjoys like nature and kind of like that go with the flow vibe. And I feel like the whole process will definitely be a learning and growing experience. I know it'll be a challenge. I know it'll be a little rough probably in some spots. I know it will be more work than I'm currently putting into my hair. But I hope that I can stick it all the way through, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I can keep up with it, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. I definitely think that while I am fairly type B, I am pretty go with the flow, easygoing, pretty relaxed. I definitely have learned that I really like control, and I don't like being out of control, and it's really hard for me to just kind of like fully let go of things and trust that everything will be fine. It's hard for me to let go of the wheel, when really like control is something that it is mostly an illusion. Like we can control to some degree our thoughts, we can control how we treat others, and that's pretty much it. Everything else, as much as we like to think that we have control over it, we don't. You can't control others. You can't control what other people think about you. You can't control tomorrow. You can't control the past. You only really have control over your mindset, and what you do next. We live in the here and the now, and we can't change the past. We can make steps towards achieving what we would like to do in the future, but we don't really know what tomorrow will bring. And I feel like the whole Locs journey and having to kind of release control of my hair and just kind of let it do its thing, trust in the process, trust that it will hopefully, with enough time, do what see, that's tricky because it's not even what I want it to do. There is like an end goal, right? There's something that I would like my hair. There's a point that I would like my hair to get to. But the thing is, I can do what I can to help it get there. but I cannot force it to do what I want it to do. And I feel like that whole process of not being able to force it, just letting it do its thing, live through the days where I might be a little bit discouraged, might not look exactly the way I want it to look, might be frizzier than I would like, but going through that process and being able to just let it do its thing, I think will be really, a really great learning experience. And I would say I am a fairly patient person as well, but I think I can definitely be more patient. And I think the area that this whole journey will probably help me most with is discipline. I would say I'm fairly disciplined when it comes to some things, things that are really important to me. I'm also, actually, we just did this for class the other day. I do have I think I took a grit test, and I think my grit was like 3.5 or 3.7, something out of 5. It's about a little more than halfway to the max score of grit. And I would agree with that. I would say when it comes to my grades, to when it comes to work, when it comes to things that really matter to me, hobbies, any interest or passion that I really care about, I have an extremely high level of grit. And when it comes to like editing videos or whatever, I'll sit there and edit for hours and hours and hours until I'm 100%, until I'm happy with it. I'm definitely a perfectionist. Definitely, I have a hard time doing things if I know it's not going to be perfect, or if I know it's not going to be exactly the way I want it to be. With hobbies, once I get interested, I will try to be the best that I can at it. I will try to be the best. I'm extremely competitive. And I am fairly gritty that way when it comes to working on things that I really enjoy and really want to put time and effort into. However, when it comes to other things, that may not be as fun. So even working out, like, I love climbing. That's my main sport. I will climb and train and hang out at the gym for hours. But when it comes to actually working out, and for me, that's calisthenics, I have a hard time making myself actually get up and go do it if I don't have someone else to go with. And I feel like just being a little bit more disciplined and sticking with things for the long term instead of bouncing from one project to the next or one interest to the next, but learning to be a little bit more disciplined and sticking with things is something that I think going on this Locs journey will hopefully help me with. So I'm excited to see where it goes. We'll see. I know that these first few months will probably be a little bit rough, but it's okay. That's part of the process. And I mean, life is rough sometimes. So you just have to learn to kind of ride the waves. Be content in the ups and the downs, and just find the positives, find the joy, the gratefulness, the gratitude, every day, no matter what's going on around you, because there's always light and there's always good things going on around you if you pay attention, if you take the time to notice and look and see the gifts that surround you. Yeah. I think that another aspect that I really like about Locs is kind of like the fact that they aren't perfect. When I first heard about the concept of Wabi Sabi, which is kind of like a Japanese philosophy of basically finding the beauty in imperfection. And that can be applied to anything: clothing, texture, furniture, anything artistic, really. Any architecture. It can be applied to a lot of things, but it's basically, finding the beauty in imperfection and things not needing to be completely perfect or linear. A little bit more flowing. So within architecture could mean more curves, rounder edges, using natural materials like wood or stone, that have some character, have some flaws, have some imperfections. They aren't perfectly flat. They aren't perfectly cut. They aren't perfectly formed. Right? There's some uniqueness. Has some character. Same thing with clothing. I tend to not love clothing that looks completely new, pristine, or that's super, super angular or sharp. I like clothing that looks like it's been worn a little bit. Some distressing, I don't know. That's just me. I guess I've always gravitated toward a little bit more of like natural, worn looks that have more character. I remember when I was younger wanting to build a lightsaber. I definitely wanted more of like the Wookiee style of lightsaber with the wood and the metal and distressed and old looking, ancient looking, not wanting something shiny and new. And again, I think that kind of shows up in like the Locs. They're not perfect. You can't control them really. There will be imperfections. They won't be perfect, but that imperfection is beautiful. And learning to appreciate that imperfection and to kind of take it for what it is and own it and accept it and find the beauty in it. And I think that's just one more thing that I kind of like about Locs, and it's one of the reasons why I think I might as well try them out. We'll see what I think. We'll see how they fit. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, so went and got some food, and then went and hung out at the climbing wall for a little bit, and now I'm back in the dorm. So just got back from getting the comb coils done. I haven't counted how many I have. I don't know if I will, but I'm really happy with them. I'm really happy with the amount and with the size. So this is what it's kind of looking like at the moment. Again, these were just done, so this is the nicest it'll be looking for a while. But I don't know if I can give you all any of a better view. If this is kind of what it's looking like right now. So yeah, it'll probably be a month, at least a month, before my next retwist. So until then, I'll just be trying to keep my hair clean. I can rehydrate it with some misting, like misting it with a little bit of water and maybe a little bit of rose water, some essential oils, just some light ones, to help keep the frizz down a little bit. But otherwise, I just have to let it just do its thing. Yeah, so day one, we'll see where it goes from here. I'm excited to see how my hair grows and how it likes being in this state. Yeah, don't have too much to add. We'll see where it goes. Alrighty.